Hey guys, my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel, and we are back to talk about episode 12 of Fruits Basket with my girlfriend Mia.
Yay.
I told you, man, this episode with Hatori was gonna be all.
Yeah, dude. It's like I like that we're like focusing on like the adult characters in the
hmm
series cuz you kind of forget that everybody else like they're like in high school, like they're not adults yet. And then when you have like dealing with like more not more adult things, but more things that I guess adults go through more in life with these other characters, it's like I like that change of pace. I like when it focuses on the other characters, especially like these characters, because it's like, it's like if you didn't already know, it's like, oh, it's cool to see like how they all know each other. And I like it when she's like, oh, if I call, the kids are at school, one of them might pick up, or the kids aren't in school anymore for right now. One of them might pick up if I call Shigure. Like that was when I
Yeah,
realized I was like, oh yeah, like she's there. She's one of the teachers at the school. Like,
teachers.
like it'd be kind of weird, but that's like what I'm saying. Like it's interesting to realize. Oh yeah, they're kids technically still. Like they're always referred to as just they're the kids when there's all this other stuff going on with them. It's like I don't know. I like the different dynamics of like the kids and the adults and everyone in between.
Yeah, it's more easier to relate because they're like around our age anyway, except
I know,
I'm not
like
doing anything in my life, but still.
I know, isn't that like, oh my god, like I'm closer in age to the adult characters than I am with the kids anymore. So like in middle school where I was like around kind of the same age or like a little bit younger, and now it's like, oh
Yeah.
no, I'm like the same age as like Hattori and Shigure and Ayamen and all the other like adult characters that are in like almost their 30s. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. You know how last week's episode had Hatori like read the card? I thought I was gonna focus like well, I mean, did focus on Hatori. But what surprised me was that we got the perspective of Mayu, which really surprised me. I was like, oh, okay, like this is cool because we don't really know too much about her. So she got the bit of a spotlight the whole episode, and that made me really happy because I feel like now I understand her more and I get her versus like how we've seen her in like previous episodes where she just shows up for like a few seconds and she's like
Yeah,
this.
as like just the teacher.
I thought she was gonna be like really strict and serious because we only seen her be like, teacher mode. But seeing her life as, not just the teacher was really interesting.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like you kind of forget that like teachers are people too. Like they have a
Yeah.
life outside of being a teacher. Like, you know how people always like I always thought teachers just lived at school and they sleep in their classroom. Cuz I feel like we stereotype people with like jobs like that, like a teacher or a principal, like of course like we only know them as like who they are at school. You never really know their like personal life unless you're related to them, which I am. I'm related to multiple teachers. They have a life outside of school, guys. It's not a fan. It's not. It's not a facade. I don't live at. I never lived at school with my mom or anything, or my dad. So, yeah, I like that. You can tell how like human she is, like, cause she's like stuck looking after her parents' bookstore. She's like, what the fuck? I don't want to do this.
Yeah, she like her personality is definitely not what I expected. She's just like definitely I don't know how to describe it, like out there and like super dramatic. I was just like, God damn. I thought she was gonna be like more of like a chill kind of person that's like kind of
Yeah.
like Hatori, but that's
Yeah.
not like what happened. I was just
No.
like, oh shit, but I really like her though.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like complete opposite of him in terms of
She's really
personality.
funny.
She is. I like her a lot. I like her personality. I like that she's not honest out loud, but she's honest with herself that she just wants them to be happy, Kana and Hatori, when they're going out together in 2 years ago or whatever. And like I
Yeah.
like that she's honest with herself, like cuz she knows that she's like she likes him, but she can't have him because it's like, well, he's with my best friend, so I just want them to be happy. And like, yeah, I like that she's honest with herself internally. Like, I want them to be happy. Like, I'm not gonna try to get in the way.
Which is really sad.
Yeah, which is like, yeah, it's really fucking sad, but it's like I can relate in a way because it's like I too have also kind of like gone through kind of feelings like that in terms of like I'm gonna keep it internally to myself. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to ruin like the happiness that two people have, because it's like, you know, it's like who are you to say that like they can't be together?
Yeah, especially if it's your best friend, like that's such a shitty move.
Yeah, definitely.
You go after.
Which is like, and of course, like Shigure has to go like, you should just steal him from her. Like, no, she's not gonna do that.
Yeah, although his meddling did do good in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious to him. He really only asked her out, so when she wasn't lonely, I guess he just kind of felt bad for her, but it kind of helped her like get closer to Hattori in a way, in a sense, because she would, you know, she got to know him and the others. I guess we can thank Shigure for that, and for lying to both her and Hattori to get them to meet up.
It's so funny. I liked her reaction. She was like, that damn Shigure. I was like, yes, girl. Same. I like how she's like, okay, then give me back my tears.
Yeah, give me back my tears. Like, pay me back.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was really funny. But even like her crying, like they're just crying for him. It was like, oh my god.
That's when you really start to see that she really, really loves him. Like, she doesn't care at that point if she ends up with him. She just wants him to be happy. And I was just like, girl.
Like, she's like, you know, if you can't cry about it, I'm gonna cry for you because you can't do it yourself, or you're not able to do it yourself. Because he even says like, wow, to just like cry so like openly, like crying, sobbing like a child, it gets harder as you become older. It's like, oh, maybe for you, but I'm like the same age as you guys, and I openly sob for like literally everything, so maybe it's not that hard. But I mean, you know, it's a different perspective, I guess. And he's like, he's not a person that would like easily like do that, so I can see where he's coming from in terms of like, it's not something that I can do easily.
It was really impressive though how she could tell like he wasn't really happy, even though like the events already passed, so they're just kind of like stuck in the past and in like a way, so to speak, because obviously he's still thinking about Kana and everything that happened, and he, you know, based on that episode in season 1, he feels like he doesn't deserve any type of happiness. And then you have Mayu on this other perspective where she's like, well, I don't know where to find this happiness. What is it? It's kind of interesting to see those two perspectives of like what exactly is happiness to them, or how to achieve it in a way, because Mayu doesn't want to be selfish,
but sometimes you gotta be a little selfish, you know. She needs to just go for it.
Yeah, I was like, girl, it's okay, he's single, go for it.
Yeah, because once he says like, well, I'm single, it's like, girl, here's your chance. Ask him out.
Shigure meddled for a reason, man. Take it.
Because he even tells her, like, I mean, he always liked you, so. Pretty sure Shigure knows Hattori better than most people, so. He's actually being a good wingman.
He is.
Don't you just wish it was always like that, though, right? It's like, oh man, I wish the guy I liked would just, you know, be single one day. like, I feel like it's like, that's like goals. To have someone tell you, like, oh, well, you know, he always liked you, and he's single right now, so now is your chance. Like, that's like a dream goal, man.
And even like at the end of it, Shigure does tell her, you know, you'll be fine, you know, you waited this long for him.
Yeah.
What's another few years?
Give him 5 to 10 years. Like, okay. Jesus. I like that she clarifies, she's like, that's exaggerating a little bit. It wasn't that long, but it wasn't as soon as you would think.
That's when we get the reveal of like their future. I was like, oh shit.
That's a spoiler we can kind of like actually like spoil, because it was spoiled in the episode.
Yeah, we get a glimpse of their future, so it's obvious that they're gonna end up together.
Yes, they're gonna end up together, clearly. At least we know someone's confirmed happy in the future.
I know. They both get to find their happiness, man.
Yes,
especially after all the bullshit that my poor boy Hattori's gone through.
Yeah, it's like, oh man. But it's okay, because he finds happiness with another. Maybe you can even argue that Mayu is actually just the only love of his life. Kana was like what seemed to be the love of his life, but fate kind of like decided for them who they were truly meant to be with.
In like anime movies and stuff like that, there's always like that cliche of like, oh, you think this is like your love of your life, but then you have like this other person who's like really the love of your life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That kind of plays in here.
Yeah, like I know there's like a saying that like you fall in love like 3 times in your life or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but it could be kind of something like that. Because you always have like your first love, and like, you know, for a lot of people it doesn't work out that way. So then you find like a second one, and then it's like, oh, that one's gotten a little bit closer, and then it's like the third time's the charm. But again, it's not for everybody. I don't think that's like a true thing for like literally every person in the world, but you know, I feel like it's very similar to that cliche trope in anime of like, I thought she was the love of my life, but it's like, no, they like person in the background or like the friend you've always is actually the love of your life. And I feel like that's not just anime, that's also just like media in general, where it's like, oh no, surprise. They were here the whole time, you just didn't realize it till much later.
And I love those tropes, man, because it's like, oh, it's somebody you never really thought about.
Exactly. And yeah, I love that trope too, because yeah, I like where it's like you don't even know till you kind of like, I love when characters like kind of realize like, oh,
It's always been you.
it's not this person, it's always just, it's been you.
Well, man, she's such a good friend to Kana, man. Because she really wanted to see her when she went through all that stuff. And I think that's when we realized, like, how badly Kana was, like, emotionally damaged after the shit that Akito did. Because, man, that was kind of scary. And, like, oh.
Well, yeah,
She
hearing
was
her
definitely, like, not okay, man.
well, yeah, hearing her like tell Mayu like he got seriously hurt in his eye and it's all my fault. Like just hearing how she said it was like, oh my god, like it's extremely traumatic, like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like what happened. And I mean, like, you know, we saw what happened like in season 1, but you know, it's been a while since we last saw that. So it's kind of like, oh, I forgot, like I didn't forget. It's just like it's like, yeah, it's like didn't really realize like how traumatic, like obviously for him because he got injured, but for her too because she blames herself, of course, because you know Akito puts it in everyone's head like, oh, it's all your fault whenever something goes wrong, it's always someone's fault.
Glimpses of like how she was like mentally, but we didn't get to see like the extent of it because even she starts to say like, oh, have you seen Hatsuri? Haven't really seen him around. It's like, oh man, like that's gotta be really rough for both of them. It's like but I do like how she easily figured out like, oh, her memories are actually erased after Kana ends up being okay. And I'm kind of surprised that Shigure ended up telling her like, oh, it's because, you know, Hatsuri's able to erase her memory through some like thing that they do. So I was like, okay, he's not gonna keep that a secret. Cool. It's almost like he wanted to give her a little bit of like insight of what's happening because like what are they gonna do, erase her memories too?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like not much you can do other than just get a little bit of details without giving too much, I guess. That's what he did.
And you know, I mean, it kind of shows an interesting side of Shigure too, because it's like, again, he kind of, I mean, he just asked her out because it's like, oh well, I have nothing else to do, and you know, you seem pretty lonely, so we might as well just like go out with each other, hang out, whatever, keep each other company. But I mean, he didn't have to do that, even though, you know, he kind of shady.
There's different sides to Shigure, different layers, man.
He's like, yeah, he's extremely like layered, I feel like.
For sure. I feel like as the episodes go on, we start to learn that more and more.
They keep peeling back the different layers of Shigure. I liked when it showed their flashback of them in the bookstore when they're talking about Kana. Like, I like how you can kind of like see how their relationship used to be when him and Kana were dating each other. It was very comfortable. Like, she could kind of like, they could kind of like, you know, joke with each other and kind of be very like, you know, I don't know, it was very natural that they're together, like, you know, looking at books. Not looking at the same books, but, you know, just spending time looking through things together. Like, they don't have to say anything without like to keep a conversation going, I guess.
Yeah, like it wasn't awkward or anything. They just two people hanging out. And
he called her Mayu back then too, which was like really cute.
Yeah, when she was really surprised about that, she's like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry, I only know you as that because of Kana. It's like, oh.
Which is really cute, but also kind of sad for her.
I like that she talked about like Shigure and Ayame as like his best friends, and he's like, they're my best friends.
I know.
I never really thought of it that way, but alright.
He's probably like, no.
Oh, come on.
But they're all really close.
They're the three musketeers. They're definitely friends. I guess he just doesn't want to label it like that. I feel like all three of them label their relationship with each other differently.
That's for sure, man.
Like, they don't have to be labeled friends to know that they're friends. And the whole time she was like on the bridge with him, I was like, don't hug him. That's gonna be really bad.
I know, I was a little bit nervous.
I was like, too bad she can't hug him.
Because he's just watching her crying. It's just like, well, what do you do, man?
Yeah, it's like, what do you do? How do you like help her? But him drying her tears with this little handkerchief was really cute.
That was really cute. I was like,
and I like that he like got back into being comfortable with her when he's like, well, are you busy right now? We should go get something together as thanks and payment for crying for me.
I like how when he came over to get the book and the mom was there, and she's like, is this your new boy? She like shoves him out of the door and she's like, no. Excuse me, we're leaving.
I know her mom's like, oh, come on. Why don't you just marry Shigure? Like, you gotta get to you're at the age where you should get married. And I'm just like,
Not Shigure, man.
I'm like, no. Like, just wait a little bit longer. Mom, just wait a little bit longer. Man, that fucking annoying ass, like, elder lady in the family. Oh my god, I can't remember that character's name, but she's fucking annoying. I can't believe she showed up again in this episode. I was like, bitch, go away. It's just every time that character shows up, I'm like, go away. You, like, ruin the scene. First you gotta ruin shit with Yuki coming into the fucking Soma house. And now you guys, like, start, you know, putting Hattori on fucking blast for no reason. And for a second, I thought that little kid crying was Akito crying, because they didn't show who was crying till after. I was like, oh my god. I was like, why is Akito crying? Like, what's happening? Like, is this bitch in pain or what? Nope, it was just some kid crying. But we were free of Akito for an episode, so that's good.
I know, I was like, fuck, are we gonna have to see Akito again?
Nah.
Thank fuck, man. I'm glad this was just more of like Mayu and Hattori focused.
Yeah, we need a break from Akito's bullshit. Again, see, and even because the last episode focused on Kagura and Kyo, which, again, I like like, we're focusing on other characters now. Like, rather than, like, the main one. I mean, sure, we're focusing on Kyo last episode also, but I like that it's, like, intertwining with other people's stories.
But I think that's all I had to say.
Me too. It was a good episode.
It was emotional, but, you know, at least now Maya has hope.
Yes.
As we saw the little glimpse of her future.
Yes. Interesting to see her with short hair.
Which I'm like, but I like the long hair though.
Yeah, me too. I really like her long hair, but I kind of remember her in the manga having short hair at one point, so yeah, I think that's it from me.
I think that's it for me too. So next week's episode will be over on Mia's channel as always.
Woo.
So we'll see what happens in the next episode because I have no idea what to expect, especially because we're not sure who read the end card. Again,
Yeah.
we were English dub only until, you know, the whole pandemic hit and things got delayed.
Yeah, so some of the Japanese voices I still don't know who is who.
Anyways, you guys, so again, go over to Mia's channel next week, subscribe and look through her channel if you want, because she's got pretty good content over there.
Thanks, man.
No problem. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing our ramblings, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Bye!